Does anybody want to explain to me why he was there and then disappeared and then proceeded to run after me again? Was he supposed to be there the first time? I don't know. Toytopia is an indie mascot horror game developed by Combo Bomb Games and published by Mascot Bros Studio. So after the Poppy Playtime series, I fell in love with this genre of mascot horror, so I was excited to see how many directions this genre of game could go. I played Moozy recently, which is not the greatest game in the world, but I had fun with it, and I think that the game could grow into something good if they put more time and effort into it, especially as the series goes on. I played the Garden of Banban games, and to be honest, those can be hit or miss, but overall I enjoyed myself even with all the corniness. But then I played this game, Toytopia, a new game that just came out on February 19th, and to be perfectly honest with you, this game may have killed my passion a little bit for this genre. It was just so poorly put together in both gameplay and in sound design, and it makes me wonder why they put it out now and not wait a year or two to polish this game up more. If you play the game and don't have any issues with the puzzles, then you can beat the game in about 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops. If you do run into some issues, it'll take you a little longer than that. But regardless, this is an $8 game that is on sale right now for $5.59 until March 4th, and even at that discount, it is just not worth that price. To bring Poppy Playtime back into it, you can get the first game for free, and it's still longer than this game. And you could tell that there is just more effort put into that free Poppy Playtime game than there is in this $6 to $8 game, and that's just not good. Granted, I know all developers work on different budgets, and some have higher budgets than others, and I understand that. I try not to be overly tough on these games for that reason, but when you are selling a game at this price and you're only giving the player 15 minutes of actual content, that is not good, and it is something that should not happen no matter what budget you are working on. In terms of the mechanics of the game, it is very simplistic. You get a magic wand, which is literally only used to open doors and not used to become the master of witchcraft and wizardry that it should have been. You also get a camera that is used to sometimes open doors by flashing them on some random eyes, and is also used to fend off some enemies. Well, that is when the enemies want to be fended off, otherwise you just die anyway. The enemy designs are uninspiring, as you have a dark blob, a weird big teeth bear that you only see for what felt like 2 seconds for one puzzle, which is weird because he's on the cover art of the game on Steam, and you also get to see Jack Skellington doing his very best Joker impersonation.
Well, what have we got here? A new, fresh, human? Welcome to my theater. Let's see what you can do. Good luck. You're going to need it.
Well, look what we have here, a new fresh puppet bitch. Some of the most fun you have in these mascot games is seeing all the creepy mascots and trying to figure out how to defeat them, what their story is, and how they became the way that they were. But in this game, they were uninteresting, they had no story to them, and were just dull characters. This game is also riddled with sound issues that need to be figured out. In the boss-like area where you had to flash your camera at the enemy coming at you from 3 different directions to get it to go away, there would be no tell where he was coming from because there would be no footstep sounds at all hinting to you where he is coming from. Once he catches you and you die, then there will be footsteps heard, but before then, it will just be silence, which, unless you are really good at keeping your head on a swivel, will get you killed over and over again. And then well, there it's whatever. But okay, so here's how you make a video game. I'm not saying I know how to make a video game, but I'm saying if I didn't know how to make a video game, this is how you do it, okay? The whole point of this kind of mechanic is so you follow the footsteps, right? You have the good headphones on, the footsteps will tell you which direction he's coming from, you turn, you flash, bada boom, he leaves. What you don't do is have him have no footsteps, so you're just out there, not knowing where he's at, and then you flash a flashlight, he's a foot from you, or flash the camera, and then he's like, boom, I'm gonna kill you anyway because I fucking hate you. You don't do that because that's not good game design. And then a lot of times when you do flash your camera at him, instead of running away down the tunnel like he is supposed to, he will just run behind you and stand there not moving and then disappear, and then will just continue running at you from a different tunnel, even though he was just behind you broken. It's just a poorly programmed game, and this stuff happens, but you can't release a game in this state. You have to work out these issues before the game ever hits the store. Another weird thing the game did was, due to my PC being a little laggy sometimes, I had first played this game on medium graphics. Not ideal, but it is what it is. But the difference between medium graphics and high graphics in this game is so ridiculous, since on medium graphics you have almost no light other than your dim flashlight, but on high graphics you have plenty of light to see. So on medium graphics, that camera fight that I was just talking about in the 3 tunnels is essentially impossible to do because you can't even see the enemy. So if your PC isn't good enough to handle high graphics on this game, you might as well forget about playing it at this time.
I'm gonna try something here really quick. Bro. So the difference between high graphics and medium graphics is on medium graphics you can't see anything. But on high graphics they give you lights? You can't put lights in the medium graphics? That's too high tech?
The game couldn't even get their few puzzles right, as you had to punch some numbers that were found on a board to open a door. But the game wouldn't even let you push 2 buttons in a row, so you had to push a button, then leave the board, then access the board again to push a new number. You had to do this 5 times to put all the numbers in instead of just hitting all the buttons in one go. And you would think that is no big deal until you realize when you leave the board, it sends you like 4 feet from the board, looking down at the ground, and you have to run back over to the board to hit the next number every single time. Just infuriating stuff from beginning to end.
Don't worry, we'll leave after every fucking number. So we can get back in there and hit the right one. 2... 3. Alright, let's leave again, because the game doesn't know how to game. And then we'll get back in there. Okay, come on. 2. Yay!
In the end, this is a game that either needed way more time in the oven, or should have been scrapped and started over with new ideas, new puzzles, new enemies, new mechanics, just new everything. I was really excited for this game. I really wanted to love it. I was hoping that at the very least it was on the level of Garten of Banban, which is not a perfect series. It's so corny at times, but a lot of people fell in love with it, and it at least tries to tell a story that is cohesive, even if sometimes convoluted. This game didn't even try to tell much of a story at all, and because of that, it was uninteresting, unpolished, the mechanics were lacking, and the sound design left more to be desired, which is why I am giving Toytopia a 4 out of 10. And the score is only this high because it wasn't like it was a $40 game, but it was still way overpriced. This is probably more like a $2 or $3 game max, and to be honest, it isn't even worth that in its current state. It just didn't capture the essence of what makes some of these mascot horror games so loved by so many people, and hopefully they learn from this when they do their next game. But what did you think of Toytopia? Did you like it more or less than I did? Let me know in the comment section below. But that is going to do it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.